listen, man, it's that time of the show where we let the Panther fans really tell us what's up. It's time for these cat calls. Number is 252-228-5098. Let's roll.
So what are your thoughts on catcalling?
Yeah, it's pretty. You shouldn't do that to somebody.
And how did that make you feel?
Very uncomfortable.
So how do you think catcalling makes the person feel?
It feels good, like.
Who's that cat sitting in the back corner with his face buried in his nose? Who's that kid that can use one?
Panther. And you know what, guys? After just having gotten back from Raleigh, going to work today, getting so lit on Saturday night that when I woke up on Sunday morning, I forgot for about a minute or two who the Eagles quarterback was. Yeah, I was that lit, guys. Watching the Super Bowl with my other blind friend, Rihanna getting Run This Town stuck in my head again because, God, I forgot how awesome that song was. That being an awesome game, I'm just looking forward to free agency. I mean, I know we have the Underwear Olympics coming up first, but, like, I don't watch those, dude. That's like the PE fitness test we all took and fucking hated. You know the one. I don't watch that, you know. I like to listen to the, you know, all the podcasts, like the Around the NFL, people talk about it because, you know, there's some people there and you learn actually more what's going on with teams than about the freaking measurements, you know, of college dudes from the combine. That's what I listened to coverage of it for, but anyway, not to get off on a tangent, all of these new coaches that we have are really not new. I mean, these are from our old days, you know, people that have been around the league. You know, we even have Dom Capers, our very first head coach. I feel like we're building something so modern, but we're also paying homage to our history at the same time, if that makes sense.
Weird, isn't it?
I'm really looking forward to seeing what the Panthers do in free agency, who they go after. I mean, I'm really looking forward to the nerdy parts of this offseason. I mean, except May and June, man. Fuck May and June. Those months are so boring, and we're so thirsty for football. But I just want to, you know, tell you all that, and I want to know what y'all think about what I said. Anyway, guys, I know what y'all are waiting for.
Wow.
I agree.
Fantastic call.
Fuck May and June. You can't eat oysters during May and June. It don't got an R in the month. There's no football. There's no oysters. But boy, I like how we brought it together, guys. He said this is the Panthers building something modern. I was like, what are you talking about? We got Dom Capers. We got Frank Reich. We got Jim Caldwell. But you get in these couple of these other younger coaches, and then the idea of a young defense manned by a team with a young quarterback. Could it happen? Could we make a young team with some seasoned core coaches? The growl that makes them howl. He said this, I don't want to watch the Underwear Olympics. Let people like Cody Lashney do it.
And I'm definitely going to do it, you know. Definitely going to do it. Love me some Underwear Olympics. But, you know, I love the point that he made, though. It does. You know, it's a little bit of a conundrum. We're building something new, and it feels new, and yet at the same time, it's old as well. It's like we're paying homage to some older Panther stuff. You know, it's the best of both worlds. That's why I agree with what CK was saying earlier. It's like if you're still down on these hires right now, dude, I don't know what more you could want. Like, this is literally the best the Panthers could have done in terms of hiring coaches that we could have ever dreamed of, man. We're building it the right way. We're doing it the right way. And, yeah, now most of us are thinking about free agency. And, you know, we're going to have a very young – I mean, obviously, we're going to talk about, you know,
Oh, we got some more coming up.
Yeah,
We got
yeah,
quarterback
but
talk. We've
right,
got
yeah. A
Derek
name that
Carr
or
coming.
a name that rhymes with Smerick Farr. We're gonna be talking about him, but we have Matt Corral. We might bring back a guy like PJ Walker. We have the potential to have a very cheap quarterback room going forward. And with a guy like Scott Fitterer, I think that we have a lot of opportunities here to really build our team through free agency that we haven't really done in a while, but we really don't make the big splashes when it comes to free agency. But with this new Carolina Panthers, it feels like we could very easily see some big time splashes coming up here in a month or two.
We'll be excited about whatever those additions are, I'm sure. And here, look, and this is the golden call right here. I don't know what it's saying at the moment, but this call was logged at 11:11 a.m. I'm tossing the 11s up on the first day of the 11th season of the C3 Panthers podcast. I've got a good feeling about this call right here as we continue to get your thoughts on the Carolina Panthers' new addition to that coaching staff, and that's something special moving forward.
Hey guys, this is Chad down in Charleston calling in regarding the coaching staff hires. Just announced we just added Jim Caldwell, senior assistant. And I just think this is an elite coaching staff. I'm looking at head coach of Reich, who I was kind of 50-50 on, but he's going to be a top 10 to 15 head coach, I believe, in NFL. Caldwell, Josh McCown as a quarterback coach who was considered for the Texans job 2 years in a row, I think. James Campen, O-line, is a home run. Deuce Staley, again, to be determined on the offense, but another really good hire. Evero, of course. Don Capers as the senior defensive assistant, Pete Hansen at linebacker, and Chris Tabor at special teams. They're a really elite staff. Go along with that, they're winners. These are Super Bowl trophies with those coaches. You got Caldwell with 2. Frank Reich has a Super Bowl. Deuce Staley has 1. James Campen has 1. Ejiro Evero has 1, and Dom Capers has 1. So we've got a lot of Super Bowl experience in the coaching staff now. In addition to that, I think it's really interesting the pub that we're getting across the country. I saw Dan Orlovsky, I can't say that name either. Tweet out the Panthers staff has become one of the best or the best in the NFL. And I really think they've nailed the coaching. So it's going to come down to getting the quarterback. At the end of the day, you don't have anything if you don't have a quarterback. So hell of a job by our owner and by Fitterer getting this done. Really, really elite coaching staff now in Carolina. So I'm excited to see what you guys have to say. Thanks.
Woo! Applaud that man. Fantastic call for an 11-11 call, man.
An elite coaching staff, an elite moment at 11:11 this morning on the 11th season, the C3 Panthers podcast. Good Lord, what a great start to the first episode as we continue to come here each and every Tuesday night, and a fantastic call. Look, the pedigree's there, guys. The championships are there. The Panthers, the players, the coaches, where the coaches have been there. And I really feel like that's so important in the moments. When I come, and the moments of hardship, the moments of like getting through. Look, even the best of teams. Look, the team that won the Super Bowl this year comes in as dogs, which is crazy. But Pat Mahomes, the MVP of the league, the first guy to win MVP in 9 straight MVPs who have been in the Super Bowl and actually win the Super Bowl, right? But they came in there with hardship, with adversity. Think about this. You had the best offense all season long. You're the best team, arguably, in football all season long. But even in the moments where you were all prepped for, you hit challenges. And being there, knowing how to weather those storms. I tell you, that's one thing I respected about Ron Rivera. For so long, when Ron Rivera in his first couple of years, we were struggled in his first 2 years. We had kind of little overinflated expectations his second year, and we learned we had a shit defense. But I tell you this is I used to get mad when I didn't know Ron Rivera, that he wasn't throwing a clipboard, that he wasn't grabbing guys by the face, that he what you know what I'm saying? It's just old stoic Ron over there. But I tell you this is the best quality of Ron Rivera all those years was in those hardships and adversity moments and those challenges that he didn't waver. And it commanded confidence from his players at times. And what I'm saying is being there, having been there before, it steadies the ship. It steadies the ship, and the Carolina Panthers have a coaching staff that has not only been there before, but is qualified, competent, and has got a very good track record.
Very good record. I liked someone put in the chat that Andy Reid is 66 years old and Frank Reich is 62. So, hey, man, they say you can't teach an old dog new tricks. I think we've got an old dog who's coming in with some old tricks, but who's put some young dogs around him to help him continue to further innovate. I'm still going to be interested to see what the Panthers do at the offensive coordinator position. I'm going to be honest with you, and I know everybody might agree or disagree. I would still love to have Eric Bieniemy as the offensive coordinator. Now we're not even talking about head coach anymore. Now you're going to tell me that he can't be the offensive coordinator.
You think he's going to leave Kansas City to come to Carolina to be the offensive coordinator?
How about this, Greg? If he wants to be a head coach somewhere else, he damn well better
get out from underneath Andy Reid.
He has to get out from under Andy Reid if anyone's ever going to take him seriously. And looking at what the Panthers have done in just the past couple of days and weeks, why are we thinking that Eric Bieniemy wouldn't fit in here?
I think he's trying to go to the Commander. I think the Commanders are trying to land him, guys. But here, I'm just so tired of the Bieniemy stuff. Is like, good. I hope he's great in this. But everybody's acting like it's this greatest travesty in the history of the world. They don't even show him on the TV. We know that is Andy Reid's. I
don't even think that's true.
Is Andy Reid? No, they don't even we don't even. I almost don't even know he's on the team.
They said that the adjustments that they made after halftime were directly called by Eric Bieniemy himself.
But I'm not denying Bieniemy has something to do with it.
In the first half, because I thought it was just fine.
They had a 10-point deficit going into halftime, I think.
But why does every player, as soon as they ask why the success or why you have the success or what's so great about this team, they always bring up Andy Reid? Like I get it. I'm not saying Bieniemy's not doing things. I think he is doing stuff. I think he's doing well. Yeah, they say he's the mastermind.
I think the other thing, guys, about the Andy Reid, and I'm not trying to dump. I mean, maybe I am inadvertently or dumping on Bieniemy. Maybe I'm trying to praise Reid more in this process. But while Reid is, what'd you say, 67? I thought Frank Wright was only 60. So if he's 64, he's a little bit older. But it's not the age. Think of how long Andy Reid has been a head coach in this league.
Right.
And how much success he's had.
Yeah.
Talk about this is he's a guy. If you put one more Super Bowl on that guy, like we should be talking about him ahead of Belichick.
If he gets two more, yeah, there's a possibility he's up there. Well, if he gets one more, he's definitely in consideration for one of the greatest of all time. He gets two more, I think there's no way you can deny it.
What would he have to do to eclipse the kind of the name of Bill Belichick?
Well, Belichick has what, 6 rings?
He's not.
With Tom, is it 6?
Yeah, it's 6.
Does Tom have 7 or 6 total?
Tom has 7.
He has 6 in Tampa Bay, or 6 in New England. 1 in Tampa
so
Bay.
You're saying Andy Reid cannot eclipse Bill Belichick?
He's going to retire before he has an opportunity.
That's a good point. I didn't think about the age thing. I think if he was younger, he could. But yeah, that's a really good point.
In his 70s, dude.
Yeah, but he won all those Super Bowls when he was younger.
Sure, but you've got to keep in mind, Andy Reid isn't going to win the next 5 Super Bowls in a row.
What if he wins 2 more?
He's in the conversation, but you can't beat 6.
But can you put in the championship, the AFC, the NFC taking two teams to 3 straight NFC? He did with the Eagles 3 in a row.
How many times does Bill Belichick gone to the AFC Championship?
Different quarterbacks. Like, could you? I mean,
I think it's honestly an argument against Andy Reid. Is that he was never able to get to the dance and win it until he got the greatest quarterback in the league. You know what I mean?
But he also picked that quarterback.
Right.
He handpicked that guy when nobody else saw him.
But the part of it, the point that I'm making is Bill Belichick has been dominant as a head coach. He's only one, right?
He's only been with Brady. He's been fired. He was with the Jet. Like, he was with other teams. He got fired for the Browns. He's not only had success. He's only ridden
as a head coach. He's been only
with Tom Brady. Only with Tom Brady, though.
Here's the thing: is Andy Reid has only been a Super Bowl winning head coach with Patrick Mahomes.
But he's been to the Super Bowl.
How many times?
Without Patrick Mahomes.
He's been more than Belichick did without Brady. He went with McNabb. He went with McNabb. He went with was that it? Was that the only one?
McNabb's the only one, yeah.
And then Mahomes,
that's still one more than Bill Belichick.
I wonder if he was on that staff when, but no, it still is like he's been to the Super Bowl with 2 different teams, and maybe Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick was on the Giants, but I don't know, he was not the head coach. You know what I'm saying? The one thing is with Reid. How about this, guys? And you're right, I think everybody's got good points on this. What if Reid would have lost this game, though? Not Reid, but say the Chiefs would have lost this game. How much would that have gone to that narrative, Cody, CK, like you're saying? Is that like we would imagine what Philly would be saying if they didn't have Mahomes, he would be nothing, period.
Right.
But he went back to his stomping ground. It's a big game. The storylines were there, bro. Andy Reid is this central, and the fact that they won was very important for his legacy.
White Chocolate Espresso chimes in. 4 NFC Championship games, 4 NFC Championship game appearances, and 1 Super Bowl with the Eagles. So,
and then he's had 4. He went 3 back-to-back with the Chiefs again at home. Like, they've been dominant.
They've had the
past Alex Smith
5 years.
The past 5 years, the AFC Championship game has taken place in Arrowhead.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
The last 5 years?
The last 5 years, the AFC Championship game has been in Arrowhead.
I think if he gets 2 more rings, say he gets 2 more rings, I think agree. Is like, I'll be ready to say he's better than Belichick then.
No, you cannot.
2 more. No, I think, I will. I will say this is he's had a better career, less Super Bowls, but a more accomplished career.
So CK, are you saying I'm assuming by this you're saying Bill Belichick is the greatest of all time? Is that where you're putting him at?
No, I am putting him in the category of greatest of all time because he's won 6 Super Bowls.
I get that. I'm not arguing that. So I'm just trying to get the hierarchy here because I think that I can agree with you. I don't know if he could pass Belichick with 2 more, but he's definitely in the conversation of 2 or 3. Like, he's up there in the top 5 if he wins 2 more Super Bowls.
How about this? I'm picking a prime Andy Reid before I pick a prime Bill Belichick.
I agree.
It's just, what do you want? Better offense, better defense? That depends on what.
Yeah, and I think that, like, also Andy Reid carries that tag of offensive mastermind. Mm-hmm. And let's be real, like right now, the Kansas City Chiefs are the standard. Everybody's trying to build their own Kansas City with a dynamic, super talented quarterback, with a head coach that they're able to pair him with and call plays and be innovative on offense, spread the ball around. And right now we're in the Chiefs era. So everybody is trying to build what the Chiefs are building right now. And you have to give Andy Reid the credit for that. And while I agree with CK right now that Bill Belichick, you have to give him the nod. I'm on Tony's side, man. If they go for the next 2 or 3 years, just kicking ass, I think you have to have the discussion.
Totally. And you know what's interesting though is like, let's be we're gonna call Andy Reid a offensive mastermind, we do got to call Belichick a defensive mastermind. Bill Belichick knows how to take the best thing away from you every time, right? And honestly, I think that's while he did have Brady, he's made a lot out of his teams. Like, he put Brady in good positions for success with those defenses. You know, the thing about Belichick, though, is that it's a questionable track record as being a GM. He's like not bad, but not great. And it's like, gosh, if he didn't have Brady, he would be a nobody.
Yeah, I remember. Remember when we were debating Sean Payton and Mike McCarthy, and like comparing their resumes. One had Brees, one had Rodgers, and you know, Greg took some flack for saying, "Well, Sean Payton had a Hall of Fame Drew Brees for most of that time." Well, I think with Bill Belichick, you kind of have to do the same thing with Tom Brady, don't you? Like now, everybody's kind of revisiting the Belichick era without Tom Brady, and it's just not. I don't think it adds up.
The only difference there is Bill Belichick has 6 rings. Sean Payton has what, 1?
Oh yeah,
that's the difference there. So,
like, we should. If you think that Payton is a Hall of Fame coach, then Andy Reid, like, you can't even hold Andy Reid's jockstrap.
Well, I don't think we were questioning Hall of Fame. I think we were questioning like top 3 greatest of all time.
Right. But like, I mean, these guys are of a different echelon.
Who was the coach of the 49ers when Montana was the quarterback?
Not Shula, was it?
I think it was.
No, it was. So who are that? I mean, that, like, we're talking Bill Parcells, you're talking Lombardi, you're talking Shula, right? Because then who was the other one? Is
Cower?
Don Shula was the undefeated Dolphins.
Yeah, Don Shula was undefeated Dolphins. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting. How about this? Let's go into the next call. Chat, get in the chat. Help us out. Call in at 252-228.
Bill Walsh.
Bill Walsh.
Top 3.
252-228-5098. Let us know who you guys think the top coaches of all time were in kind of that discussion. And let us know what you think about this Carolina Panthers coaching staff. And right after this call, we're talking Derek Carr, a future Carolina Panther. Maybe the odds are on. I don't think we can afford it. Let's go to the next call.
I just wanted to say that, can you imagine what a great situation the Panthers coaching staff is in to take care of a young quarterback with Caldwell, Reich, Josh McCown? I feel very comfortable with a rookie quarterback coming in here, being in the best hands he could possibly be in the entire NFL. It makes me also realize that we probably shouldn't be looking at somebody like Derek Carr. We should take our lumps with Matt Corral and a rookie and develop for the future and save all that cap room what we'd have to spend on Carr. Because this coaching staff is built to cater to a young quarterback. Love the show. Thank you, guys.
What an incredible call and an incredible segment.
Love it. Hey, that guy, I think he knows the keys to my heart. Because that's kind of what I've been saying, man.
But he's like really speaking the language of what this show is trying to move on to. We're going to be talking about this Derek Carr stuff. We're going to be talking about this coaching staff. He brings up a great point with the cap situation. And I don't know if we have enough money. There might not be enough patron saints in the world, but there are on this show, Cody Lashney.
Oh, yeah, there is. And you already know him and love him. It's our guy, Michael Davis, with the $35 love bomb. He didn't even send a message, man. He just wanted to show his love and support for the C3 Panthers podcast. Michael, you're certified the man, brother.
I saw a tweet the other day from overthecap.com. I think it was, hold on, this is his name. He's been on the show before. He's awesome. Over the Cap is better than Spot Rack. I mean, it's legit. He put up this tweet. He said if the New Orleans Saints cut every player on their team, they would still be over the cap. Right? Like, I mean, that's what he said. He said if they cut every single player on their team, they would be over the cap.
So,
and then that I know it's the voodoo shit, man.
The voodoo, man. I'm telling you,
it's coming. It's coming.
Every year,
that's what I told her.
Show you that it doesn't fucking matter, man. Look at the
only the Saints that do this, though. It's only the Saints that really go like this. Is we're 42 under, and then we're gonna get the top free agents this year.
I bet you Philadelphia will do it this year. They'll find a way to retain all them free agents if they feel like they can. It
doesn't matter. These guys can't. They're already anyway.
There's as much different there though. Like they have to re-sign all of these people, and they're going to be garnering top dollar, right? The difference that New Orleans was doing is they were just restructuring everybody else, right, to get under the cap. They're going to be losing a lot of pieces and have the cap issue that they're going to have. It's going to be tough. New Orleans. The problem is like everybody thinks it is going to come to a head with New Orleans right now.
That's what we said 5 years ago.
No, here's the difference right now. You have nobody who's going to be willing to take a team-friendly deal right now. They do not have a quarterback. Like when you had Drew Brees, you had people willing to restructure because they wanted to win, right? You're not going to have that right now. You're not having the benefit of the doubt that they're going to get. Dennis Allen has a horrible record as a head coach. I said it when they hired him as a New Orleans head coach. This is a bad move by them. If you look at his history as a head coach, it's horrendous, right? And so that's going to continue with New Orleans. They're not going to get the benefit of restructuring guys and taking pay cuts and all of these things. They're not going to get the free agents that they once did because they don't have a quarterback that's taking them to the promised land. You can sign Derek Carr or you want. He's not bringing people over, just like when you see what happened in Las Vegas. Like they got Devontae Adams and he got worse.